enough.
Now, we think we're special. There might be something else going on that's more important. We're in this universe, aren't we?
Yeah.
They're trying to make a new universe.
What do you mean?
There's a machine somewhere.
What?
A Big Bang. They're making a Big Bang again.
Right, well you've got that completely wrong, but sure. They're not trying to create a new world. They're trying to recreate the conditions that happened at the beginning of the Big Bang. They're not trying to recreate a new world.
All right, but the
It's
world
completely
came
different.
But the world came from the Big Bang.
Yeah, but they're trying to recreate the conditions so they can test and they can experiment to see the conditions before. Yes, it is dangerous. Apparently there is a threat. Admittedly, there is a danger, very small danger, that they could create a black hole that would destroy the world.
So why are they doing that? Who's allowed that? This is what annoys me. It's because humans think they're special. Oh, who made the Big Bang? Oh, I'd like my name on that. I want to claim it. Why do people always want to better someone else? It's happened. Let them have it.
Well, what you said about progress, you're trying to change time.
Yeah, but that's not going to harm anyone. A Big Bang. I don't think we need... I mean, we haven't filled this universe yet, have we?
But I don't know what you're saying. You're contradicting yourself. Every other sentence contradicts what you said last time. You do want to fill it, you don't want to fill it. We haven't filled this universe, we don't need another one. We do want progress, we don't want progress. Carl, what do you want?
I'm saying we don't want another universe.
Well, no.
We haven't got our head round this one yet.
We
don't know where everything is.
But go on.
Don't create a new one.
We're not trying to. No one's trying to.
Is that your philosophy? Don't create a new universe.
But why are we looking at that?
It's a giant research experiment. They're not trying to create a new universe.
Why are we looking at that then? Why do we want to go back to day dot?
So that we can better understand the world that we live in, how the world evolved into the position we're in now. If it did indeed start with the Big Bang, what were the conditions? How did it come from nothing into something?
That's what we do. We say why and how.
I know, but sometimes...
And what next? And is it good?
You know, I don't mind asking questions. I like asking questions.
Ask yours are, where are slugs going?
It's just this thing of faffing about with things that are... They don't know what they're doing.
Okay, right. Okay, Carl, you're in charge of the world now. You are this. You're all powerful. You're like a god. Okay, you can do anything. You go. You call all the scientists, and they go, "What do you want of us?" Oh, orange-headed one. What the fuck do you want of us? Right. Stop the Big Bang research. Stop it now. Okay. Drop your talk. Okay, good. Throw that away. What do you want them to do? The might of every intellect in the world standing before you, as far as you can see. Hello? Listen, everybody. This is what I want you to work on. Go. What do you say?
Well, I want to come in and... How long have they been working on the Big Bang idea?
Forget it. You've got every science...
No, but I don't just want to come in and poo-poo that, because they're going to...
Poo-poo.
They've done a lot of research on it.
Hold on. You wanted to stop a minute ago?
Yeah, I know, but you don't just come in, guns are blazing. I'd say, hello, everyone.
You can do anything you want. Oh, go on then.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Carl, leader.
Right, listen... this Big Bang thing you've been doing...
Yeah, well, that's just only a few of us. That's like less than 1,000,000% of us. We're all here.
Yeah.
I've dropped AIDS research. I've dropped cancer research.
Right, well, why have you dropped that? Who's told you to do that?
Well, no, we knocked off. They said you wanted to tell us something. We're all here. Every scientist in the world is here.
Where are you from again?
Well, I'm. It doesn't matter. I'm from Cornwall. I'm looking at...
what research are you doing?
Oh, well, I'm looking at what happens if you give Feminax to an owl.
What happens?
Well, I'm halfway through it. I got called away.
Look, I'm really busy. What do you want me to work on?
Who said they're doing cancer?
Hey.
Go back. Go back to work.
Cheers.
Right.
Okay. The rest of us doing stuff that you think we're fanning around with. What would you want us to do?
Well, I can't do it all today.
What about me? I was doing AIDS.
Hang on a minute.
I was doing AIDS.
You just wait a minute.
Right, okay. Why does cancer get to go back? Are you saying that cancer's a bigger problem than AIDS?
You go back to work.
So AIDS can go back. I'm doing restless leg syndrome.
Right, can everybody but the Big Bang people leave?
Well, we've come to an end of episode 2 of series 5 of the Ricky Gervais Show. With me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Thank you.
And Karl Pilkington.
All right.
I was working on cold sores.
Fuck off.
I'm doing bunions. So, welcome to episode 3 of this final Ricky Gervais Show series. With me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
and Karl Pilkington.
All right.
Have you heard this thing they're doing? The schools have got together. They're tired of obesity being a problem in England. It's a big problem in England. Basically, everyone's overweight, particularly kids. There's kids that are like 10 stone going to infant school and stuff and junior school. It's getting ridiculous. And so now the teachers are allowed to weigh the kids. They're going to weigh the kids, okay? Yeah, get them in there and go, right, get on the scale. And then they're going to send a letter to the parents saying, please be aware, your child is obese. Now, I don't know what good that's going to do, because a teacher will send a letter to a parent, go, dear Mr. and Mrs. Barnes, we weighed little Johnny today at school, and he's overweight, he's a big fat pig. And they're going to go, yeah, we know, we have to push him out the door to get him to school, he makes a popping sound. We know he's fat, he eats too much. We know he's fat because we have to buy him pairs of trousers every 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, we know he's fat because we're a couple of fat bastards
Always.
ourselves.
I love that when they say about our child obesity, they show you a picture of a kid and his face is nearly closed up.
Yeah.
It's just closed, right? There's no eyes anymore. He's just got little slits for eyes where his cheeks and his forehead are meeting.
Yeah.
Right? And you just go, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you see the parents, they go, well, yeah, we can't do anything. And you go, no, look at you.
Yeah. No, I saw a couple the other day. I saw a dad, giant arse.
Yeah.
And then I was walking behind them, and 2 kids, exactly the same giant arses.
Yeah.
Now that I can't believe that that's.
Well, they eat the same things. You can't.
Like a couple of bison, it was.
Yeah, if the parents are just eating, they can't say to the kids, "You've had enough." They go,
Right.
what fuck? Look at you."
I saw them in Tesco supermarket. You know, they've got like cafes in there now.
Have they?
Big fat family in there. The fact that they're buying food and they're having a break from buying food to eat food.
To eat food. Yeah.
Just sums it up.
It made
Loads
them a
of
bit
donuts.
peckish, didn't it? I mean, don't forget, that is the only exercise they get, pushing a trolley round. They get home and then they wedge themselves in that 3-piece suite and they're watching ITV1 for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And eating cakes and things, microwavable stuff.
Well, they're watching X Factor, but they're only watching X Factor waiting for the adverts for Pringles.
Exactly,
Domino's
yeah.
Pizza.
Exactly.
That's what they're looking forward to.
They could do that. They could make it a bit harder to shop, couldn't they? If you walk through the door, it goes ding, 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 and you go. And for fat people, the shopping moves around a bit.
You
know what I mean?
Constantly out moving away.
Yeah, exactly. You're putting it on a string. Or
Yeah.
something to go. You want the pie, and they have to at least get up a bit of a sweat.
Well, they're
to get
on
the pie.
conveyor belts like in a sushi restaurant. And they just got to
Exactly,
chase
yeah.
after the oven fried chips.
Unbelievable.
Or is there some kind of cattle grid device that only fat? Is there anything that we could put?
Oh, you can only get to
You
this.
can only get to the food
if you can get through this.
Right, yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. So the really fattening stuff is through a thin door.
Or just or one of those kind of those sort of tubes that soldiers you see have to crawl through when they're doing their training.
And that's to pies, to calorific,
Exactly.
to the calorific,
Calorific
stuff.
section.
Yeah, the shop is full of salads. You
Yeah.
can go around. You can even eat as you go around.
Yeah,
the
it's
salads.
like a
You can
forest
graze.
of salads, yeah.
Exactly. You can graze and you can buy. But if you want to get to the pies and cakes and all that,
Yeah.
you've got to get through a little
Got to
tube.
crawl through a little tube.
Yeah, it would just be forever going, dude, fat bloke stuck in aisle 3. They'd have to keep getting them out.
Well, I was stuck behind one on the tube. It got out of the tube on the escalators. And you know, like on escalators, you're meant to stand to the right so people can get past.
Yeah.
It was a waste of time him standing on the right.
Yeah.
Taking up the full thing. He had a tracksuit on, like they always do. You know, never seen a track in its life, that tracksuit. And so I stayed behind him because he had no option. He saw everyone behind me sort of going, what's the hold up here? Like a convoy of people going, what's at the front? What's happening here? And it's him sort of blocking it. He gets to the bit, you know, where you have to put your ticket in or your Oyster card and swipe it. He had to go through the bit for trolleys.
For his luggage.
Yeah.
How embarrassing is that?
Unbelievable.
But that's
you know
when you
what?
know, innit? That's when you go, you know what?
Exactly. But I don't think there's enough stigma. I think because you know political correctness now, and you know, and the fact that food is so refined, there's no stigma anymore. I laugh about being fat. I should be ashamed. I should walk down the street and go, fatty. That's what I want to get me out of there. I get up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I go, oh, you fucking fat bastard.
Yeah.
But no,
I think the same every time I see you.
I know. But look how successful I am.
But you're right.
I should be, you know.
People look up to you, Rick. That's
I
the
know.
problem. You're a role model. They got pictures of you on their wall.
I
as
often
they're
get
stuffing their
voted
face.
a role model for what people want to be. Now, maybe they don't mean they want to make a successful sitcom and be rich and famous. Maybe they mean I want to eat as much as I want, and no one say anything about
The
it.
number of times I've seen you on one of those, the ideal dinner guest.
I know.
You're not the ideal dinner guest.
Well,
Firstly, there'd be nothing else to go round for anyone else.
and I'm always early.
Right.
So by the time anyone, that'd be it. Yeah, yeah. The ideal
sausages
guest,
are
as
gone.
long as he comes halfway through the meal.
Yeah.
So
And I think they mean, oh, it'd be funny because he'd be very witty and charming. No, he'd just be stuffing his face for 2 hours.
wouldn't
and
be
he's out the
talking.
door.
I wouldn't be talking. If there's food there, I'll just listen. I can listen. I mean, I can't really hear because when I chow down, some of it gets in my ears.
Sure, yeah.
I will go deep into a pasta.
Yeah, the face is in the bowl.
I'm actually deaf and blind for 4 minutes that I'm eating.
Yeah.
It's like when a horse bolts.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can't
yeah.
see or hear anything. They just bolt. But you know, I don't know what we could do really. I mean,
I mean, I think we should be clear here. We're not saying, you know, we don't want to encourage.
we're not
people...
saying fat people are all right. We're saying they're wrong.
Well, yeah, but I want to make.
Oh, no.
I want to make an important point here, Rick,
Okay.
which is that
They're
we're not
gross.
talking.
What?
We're not talking
The
about
pigs.
how. Listen,
What? Fat?
this is important. This is an important point.
Okay.
There's a lot of young people, you know, and they don't eat and stuff because they want to try and look like Victoria Beckham and all that stuff.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
not talking about that. We're not talking about just being, you know, a respectable size, you
No.
know, a little bit curvy or whatever. You don't got to be like a size 0. We're not talking about that debate.
Definitely not.
We're talking about the crazy obesity that's going on. 5'2", you're weighing 14 stone.
Absolutely.
It's a time to probably stop going to the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah.
Which is not a competition, incidentally.
But you know,
It's because,
yeah.
like you said, though, you're not allowed to
There's
call
no
them
stigma.
fatty anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when I was at school, if there was a fat kid,
yeah.
he did get, you know, sort of being picked on, and that isn't good.
His
But the
nickname was
fact
Pork
is-
Pie or Fatty or
but
Porky.
he'd sort of be chased to be beaten up, so at least he got a run. Whereas now, kids aren't allowed to pick on little fat kids.
No, I know.
So he's not running anywhere, and it gets worse.
See that maybe is that a good thing? If you pick on a fat kid and steal his lunch money, is that cruel to be kind? Do you know what I mean?
Survival of the fittest again, isn't it?
But I mean, you know, they go. Okay, Jobson, you picked on little fatty again and nicked his lunch money. You go, yeah, I thought he was eating too much and I'm worried about his heart. They go, oh, well done, Jobson.
Yeah.
Go and pick on some more fat people. Nick all their lunch money.
I don't know what the rules are. I mean, as
I don't
say,
know.
It's all gone crazy.
I mean, I think I'm allowed to call people fat because I'm a bit fat.
You're reclaiming the word.
It's like our black people can say the N word. I can say the F word. I can say fatty because I am fat. You know.
It is remarkable. I mean, you've seen pictures of Ricky Shorley Carl in his youth. I mean, you know, kind of David Bowie-like face. You know,
Yeah,
very
it's a
sort
different
of
person.
strong. But anyone who's ever seen that to me has said, I don't understand. They're just genuinely baffled. I mean, it is weird. It's really... I don't understand, Rick, how you've gone from that. People should look you up on the web, and it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't Jane get annoyed? Doesn't she feel like she's been ripped off?
No, when I was
How
20,
did you not notice?
I was 20, and I stayed like that till I was about 29, and then I thought, oh, then I started filling out. Then I was sort of like
Yeah, but
becoming
I
a
knew
normal
you
bloke.
when you were about 36, and you were...
Yeah. Oh, I was already there. No, I'd done the eating years then, boy. No, I went from about. I mean, in those pictures, I was probably like 8.5 stone, too thin.
Yeah.
And then I was like 9. And then 30, 31, went to 10 stone, and then about a stone a year. I think I was on my fattest when, just after.
Yeah.
I'm like 14 stone now.
But it's like if you look at it on the web or something, compare the two. It's like one of those Weight Watchers before and after, but the wrong way around.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
Yeah. So I feel that I can have a go at fat people. I think I can claim the word. I can call fatty. Like Steve can have a go at you can have a go at bald people, Carl. You can go, oh, look at that round-headed bald twat. You would never see someone as round-headed and bald as you, and Steve can go, oh, look, Rick, look at that fucking twattish, goggle-eyed freak over there.
Yeah, but
how would I say that?
No.
How often would
say
that
that?
happen?
Hang on. Let's slag Ricky off a bit more, can we? And Fatos.
Also, I've got. This is how much I've let myself go. Steve, it's finally happened. I want you to test my trousers there. Feel them.
Oh, what is that? That is some
Pyjamas.
Are you actually wearing pyjamas?
I'm actually wearing. It happened
come out of
today.
the house.
That's the first time.
Now, was it because of speed you had to get out of the house because you were
No, I'll
late?
tell you why, right? Okay, the last couple of years, I mean, for the last, I'd say 10 years, I've been wearing comfortable clothes. I never wear a pair of jeans that are too tight. I don't wear shoes that it's just comfort for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you see me fidget when I put a suit on for an award ceremony.
Yeah.
I don't like it, okay? I never look good in stuff. You see it on the model in the shop window,
Yeah.
puts it on you, oh, well, okay. So That's great. They look like David Beckham. I put it on. I look like a wallet or something. Do you know what I mean? Just it doesn't look good. I've been wearing, as you know, sweatpants, right? A drawstring.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a pair of sweatpants recently that are nearly pajamas. They're so.
I mean, what is the distinction at this point? I don't know.
It's
quite a thin line.
So they're nearly pajamas. Today, they were in the wash. So I thought, hold on though, I might as well just wear my pajamas.
I should point out that it's not a 1950s pair of pajamas that looks a bit like a suit with a little breast pocket.
No,
and you wouldn't necessarily notice.
No, you wouldn't
until you touch them. You realise it's a kind of lycra.
Yeah, they're very sort of nice and thin. They look like a tracksuit bottom, but here's the difference. I've even done away with the drawstring. Look, these are just elasticated. This is the day I really gave up. I used to worry about what I looked like, obviously, when there was when there was a nice sort of clothes horse to hang nice clothes on, i.e. my body. I did squeeze into jeans. I did, I wear. I was fashionable, but
did you? I can't imagine you going in shops though and looking through racks of clothes. And did you do all that stuff?
Steve, I look good in anything, mate. That's the difference.
Right.
Now doesn't matter. Armani could dress me. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's not. I mean, not that he'd want to. I can't believe I keep getting offered from people like him and designers to call my agent saying, does he want us to dress him for the Emmys and the Golden Globes?
Do they do pyjamas?
Well, exactly. One, I think, why do they want to... what is that going to put sales up? Is someone going to be watching that and go, hey, yeah, that bloke looks short and fat and sweaty. Get me Armani on the phone.
But maybe that's someone from the Emmy committee going, can you phone up Ricky Gervais and just check that when they say, can we dress him from the Emmys, we mean, can we make sure he's dressed for the Emmys?
Can we tuck him in and leave his slippers at the hotel?
Exactly.
But yeah, so I don't do it anyway because I'm mildly embarrassed. We went around those sort of luxury lounges where they give you things. They give you these like suits, like Armani, Hugo Boss. They're just giving you suits.
I haven't heard about this.
Oh yeah.
When's this going on?
Yeah, before like the Emmys, every.
What the fuck? I was out there, but no one notified me.
Maybe you didn't get an invite.
What do you mean I didn't get an invite?
Yeah. The first one I went to, I was mildly embarrassed. Went around. Then I saw like Helen Mirren, The Sopranos.
Bloody Helen Mirren's going round there, and I'm not.
Yeah.
But she's got more money than me. She don't need to go and get free stuff.
She's the queen. She's the richest woman in the world.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, you've missed out, Steve. And they measure you and everything. I've taken.
Piss off. This is insane.
I've taken one suit. And I think a jacket. But usually what I do is I say I have a pair of sunglasses. I'm like Elton John at home. I've got a drawer full of the best sunglasses in the world, one-off editions of these beautiful sunglasses, where I'm embarrassed not to take something. They're incredible. They just give you all these things,
I feel like the kid in the Pied Piper. Remember when the Pied Piper, as revenge, he takes all the kids to a sort of magical land inside a rock where there's just sweets and fun, but the little lame
boy,
he can't get in there. He's left behind in the formerly rat-infested town.
But he had the last laugh, didn't he? Because he couldn't go and get locked in the cave.
Yeah, but he didn't. They weren't locked. It was a magical land inside the cave. He wanted to be in there.
Was it?
Yes, famously.
Or was he a paedophile?
Yeah, but that's got to be. It's got to be better than being stuck in a town with rats and old people. At least you get sweets.
And a puppy. I worried then for a minute. I thought, oh, that's libelous.
What, the
Pied Piper was a paedophile. Like, so, excuse me, it's the Pied Piper here. We are.
We represent the Pied Piper.
Yeah. We represent the Pied Fiddler, the Pied Piper, the Pied Piper. Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to care about fashion. But I also had little mistakes. If you're being creative with clothing, not everything's a winner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't always look good, even when I thought I looked good in everything.
So what was just quickly? What sort of era are we talking?
Well, obviously student. That's when I sort of did the.
And what was your default look?
New romantic.
Right.
I mean, the first thing I did when I got to college, dyed my hair.
Blousy shirts.
But I dyed it black. Sometimes military. The military was very big then, so you'd have dyed black hair and a bit of eyeliner, but. Maybe look a bit, gorilla. Then I got signed when I was in a pop band, a failed pop band, very quickly. But I bought designer clothes. But then it all went. Okay, so the poor years, from when I was about I don't know, 22 to 29
Look at
before I
that,
got a
the
job.
poor year, starting in 22. You had the high life. You
Yeah.
went out by then.
Yeah, and so we lived in that awful little place where I talk about it live, where there was no toilet, so often I'd wee in the sink.
Sure.
And so
Great days.
So I thought, well, I didn't have any money at all, and I used to wear a tracksuit all the time then because I used to run around London. I was on the dole. We had 16 quid between us a week to spend. Right, so there was a lot of chili con carne being eaten and rice, just filling up on rice, and I'd run everywhere, and I was
Run everywhere.
yeah, I'd just run. I'd get up and I'd run places. I'd run around the park. I'd run to visit friends who had jobs. I'd run to art galleries, and I'd run London. That was like my job.
Why were you running it? It sounds like it's the life of a smackhead. Why were you running everywhere?
I was super fit in my 20s. I'm not only sort of like thin, but fit as well. I'd run at least 5 to 10 miles a day and work out. I did karate twice a week. I mean, honestly,
Anything but a job.
anything but a job. Yeah, because I was trying to be a pop star, and I
Right.
told myself, no, I'm an artist. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
possibly get a job. It's bohemian. I just eat rice.
Yeah.
Well, and I was fine. It was absolutely fine. I never thought, oh, this is really annoying. I've got to get a job. I thought, I haven't got a job. I'm doing this. I'm doing a banner.
You were signing on, were you? Getting gold medal?
Well, I couldn't because I hadn't had a job before that. So I think we got our rent paid, and then we'd split Jane's money that she earned. We got our rent paid, and we were left with. As I say, I remember it was 16 quid a week, and it was the early 80s, mid 80s. So I didn't get new clothes. So I had some, old ones, and to go to Jumble Sales, it's fine, okay. But I remember once we were getting new curtains, and the old ones that were in this flat were like sort of a chintzy, sort of goldish sort of lime with a thread in them, with sort of leafy pattern, very sort of thick.
What kind of late 70s style?
Yeah, exactly. And Jane took the old ones down. I went, don't throw them away. I'll make a suit out of those.
Yeah, of course.
So sort of Jane just sort of nodded and went, okay. And she went to work. So I thought, wow, okay, let's have a go.
I'll show her.
I've never made a suit before, but how hard can it be?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I used to,
That would be my first thought.
I used to make everything. I used to make, I remember I made shelves once. I found 3 bits of wood in a skip, okay? And I sort of put 2 vertically and put 1 across the top, right? So it was like, a goal post, right? I thought it was shelf. I put a nail in each side. It sort of wobbled. I put it against the wall and it wouldn't stand up. It sort of like leaned, like I made a parallelogram. So what I did, I put another nail in it, and I tied a bit of string to it and pulled the string tight. I pulled it across the room and put another nail in the windowsill. And so now there's this shelf that wants to fall over but can't because it's tied to another wall. So that was...
So you spent most of the 80s running around London and collecting debris and making your home outfit. You sound like a womble.
Yeah, but I wasn't shaped like one until I was 32.
And this is kind of... you were making everything except a living.
Yeah, exactly, right. So I thought, right, how do I make a suit? I thought, well, I used to go to the library and learn. I don't know. I can make a suit. I don't want to do it like other people. I do it differently. So my method for making this made-to-measure suit was I got one of the sets of curtains and laid them on the floor.
Right.
I laid down on the curtain and drew round my legs.
Right.
Okay.
Hang on. So you were making the trousers first?
Yeah. So I thought, hold on, that's just one side of the trouser. So I laid down another curtain and drew around my legs again. And I thought, right, I cut those out. So now I've cut out 2 leg-shaped curtain pieces, right? I put them together, sewed them up. Of course, it was nowhere big enough.
Of course
because
not.
I'd left no room, right?
Yeah.
So I tried to squeeze into them. I mean, they look like jodhpurs. They look like tights, okay? So I thought, this is really hard, right? I pulled them off again, right? I thought, how am I going to make the jacket? I didn't. I just used one of the curtains as a cape. So I thought, I looked like a gay Hamlet. It's ridiculous, right? So what I did was...
Did you squeeze into the trousers? You wore the trousers?
I sort of squeezed it. I couldn't wear them, though.
Yeah, okay.
So what I did was, I rolled it up and shoved it under the chair.
You rolled up what? Sorry.
To the suit I made. Jane came in about a few days later. She went, what's that? I said, that's where I had to go at the suit. And she pulled it out and, died laughing. The idea that this man sat down and drew round his legs to make some trousers.
But well, firstly, why did you not just throw it away? Why did you stash it under the...
I don't know, because I thought...
And you were watching TV on the sofa and she was a foot higher than you. And she thought, what's going on here? And there was a suit stuffed. I mean, why not just throw it away? I don't understand.
I don't know. That's what you do, isn't it? You think, oh... Maybe
Again, we were talking before about the fact that you used to be very thin and now you're very fat, and it seems like two different people.
Well, not very fat. Oh.
Well, most people would say you are, but
wearing black.
It seems as though you were also an idiot when you were younger. I mean, like because you're a smart man now. I don't.
Well, I know.
Why would it not occur to you that you couldn't make your own suit?
Because I've always thought I can do anything. I've always thought I can make a suit. Of course, I can make a suit. I'll be brilliant at that. I'll make a suit. And it took me getting fat to realise the world doesn't lay down to you.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I'll never be fat. I will never be fat. Look at me. Look at me. You know. So I suppose.
And even as you were getting fatter, that must be the mirror.
No,
Jane, problem with the mirror.
No, at least I can put eyes on myself. As soon as I started getting fat, I started saying I was fat before I was fat.
Yeah.
Because when you've been really thin, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't get anywhere near those curtains now.
No.
Oh, I couldn't. They wouldn't go past my ankle now.
You kept them.
Yeah, they're under the chair.
Yeah, yeah. And you still, of course, if someone comes to the door and you can't be bothered to reach for your pajamas, maybe just wrap the curtain round you.
I just pop the curtain around me. Yeah, I could probably make a pair of pants out of them. I mean, soon I will be in nappies, which will be easy to make.
Yeah.
So, but when I'm older and Jane goes just off to work,
Where are those pillowcases?
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I need changing.
Food's too nice, though, isn't it? That's where the problem is.
Well, yeah, some food.
Well, no, a lot of food. More food's nice now. I find that I eat because I go, that's nice, rather than I'm hungry.
Oh,
That
yeah.
seems to be the problem.
I stopped eating when I was hungry. When I was about 29.
Yeah.
I used to, got to eat now. I've got other stuff to do. We got to eat. Yeah, shove it in, right? And then I've never only ate because I was hungry for many years.
But it's not just that either, is it? Like, we've got mates who've like had a kid now, and that's eating stuff. That's seriously, I'm not joking. That is having stuff that I've never had, and it hasn't even got teeth yet. I mean,
What sort of things are you talking about?
mango. I only had that. I had mango about a year and a half ago, and it's all right. I mean, it's not one of my favourite. Is it fruit?
Yeah.
But there's so much other fruit that's better.
Go on.
I think.
What's better than the mango? The banana springs to mind. The strawberry.
Just I like the ones that you can just go, I'm nipping out. What can I take with me? I'll have an apple.
Well, the banana's the best because it's got its own little carry case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you know.
all right. But they're saying that, you see, this is why we've got more fat people. In supermarkets now, you can buy cut up apple in a bag.
Really?
is pretty
That's lazy, isn't it? That is lazy.
Again, I've got to confess that I have my portions of fruit first thing in the morning, liquidised.
Yeah.
I have a smoothie. I put all the fruit in there. I drink it. I'm not chewing. You want me to eat fruit? I'm not chewing it.
At the end of the day, food's nice.
Yeah.
There's loads of it.
Well,
No, there is.
in the Western world there is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But
It's
in
the
many places
Western
there's
world that's
not.
fat.
Yeah, but this is the whole point, isn't it, about the gluttonous West, is that we are indulging ourselves.
Yeah.
If we were scrabbling around starving like a third world country, we wouldn't be in that situation.
Well, there's
But
all
we're
the...
drinking the fizzy lemonades
Exactly,
and the
there's
Cokes
loads
and
of it. And now, every time I buy something, it's a 2 for 1. So you end up buying more than you need. And then Suzanne's always saying, eat this ham, will you? It's going off. I don't even want it.
Why is she buying so much ham?
Because it's 2 for 1 offer. We don't need 2 lots, but the person at the till goes, you know, this is 2 for 1. You go, nip back and get one. And
I know
you
what
get
you mean,
it, and
though. I
you
mean,
eat it.
at
Yeah, they
Christmas-
never do half price. They do two for
for
one.
one.
Exactly. They did that with a meal once. We were in LA and we had a meal and they said, you know, it's happy hour. It's 2 for 1. So I went, well, can we just have one each? And I went, we've got to give it to you. And they brought 2 meals for everyone.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
That's mad.
I am.
Of course you do.
I'll tell you another problem that I've worked out. It might make a slight difference on fat people. Don't put a light in a fridge. Because that's just that night when they get peckish. They can see everything that's in there. Don't put the light there. You don't need a light in a fridge. There's no lights in other cupboards. Yet where there's food, it's like fatties getting up at 4 in the morning. What can it have? What's that at the back? Get rid of the light, they'd eat less.
There
reckon?
might be some logic in that.
That's interesting.
Well, what's it there for? Tell me what that light is there for. They say turn off your standby light, yet you've got a light in your fridge
Well, no, it is
showing
turned
you
off.
where tomatoes
You
is
know,
or
but it's turned off
chocolate.
when you shut. The light's not on when the door's not open.
Yes, but a fat person who's always got the fridge door open.
I don't care because it's the last day on Earth.
What would you do?
I've always wanted to kick a duck up the arse. These spiders, the deadly ones you're aware of, the ones that are just pottering about, you go, don't even worry about them, don't even give them a name. They're not doing anything.
But what if there's another poisonous spider they haven't identified yet, lurking in the undergrowth?
I'd be very surprised.
So you'd be very surprised.
I'd be surprised if there was
It
something...
sounds like laziness on your part.
But they're
No,
discovering
it's
new
not.
species all the time.
We know about all the dangerous stuff now, because we have to. We live in
No,
a
we
world
don't.
now. We do. We know about a lot of the dangerous stuff. Whenever they find something new now, it's like a new
look-
butterfly or...
Well, no, look at AIDS. When I was a kid, no one had ever heard of AIDS.
Yeah, but that's not a natural thing, is it? That's not like a spider or
What do you mean it's not a
like
natural
ladybird.
thing?
It's not a natural thing. It's not something that's... AIDS hasn't been, like, living under the soil for millions of years, going, I'll wait till the 1980s and I'll come out and kill a load of people.
No, but it is a natural
It's a new thing. It's new.
Yeah, but loads of animals are new, aren't they? Evolutionary terms. There's new animals in evolution.
I'm sure there's new stuff deep down that's just like, almost like bacteria, sat under the soil, it'll never come to the top, right? It's like having an old woman who's a neighbour. She never goes out, she doesn't bother you. Let her be.
But what if that old neighbour could unlock the secrets to...
I don't think she can.
Just even to us understanding the complexities of the universe, of the way things have developed and grown.
Because we know about it.
Well, why would we know about it? Because I never understand, why is it you want to stop researching and studying now? Why is it that you're happy to just draw a line under everything else? What if people had said this back in the 19th century?
We've done this. I think someone in the 1900s said everything that's going to be invented has been invented, and then look what happened in that century.
Yeah, and I've said to you, look at the stuff that is being invented now. The frisbee and stuff like that. It's all stuff that,
Right.
that you kind of go, it's all right, it's a good idea, but we don't need
Yeah,
it.
but the frisbee wasn't being worked on by the top brains of our generation. That was some novelty toy that some manufacturer made.
Yeah, but it's like, look at the fuss we made over that fella who came up with a Dyson vac. Everyone was like, he's up there with Einstein. Well, he's not. It's a good vac. It cleans up floors well and everything.
Who
but
said he's up there with Einstein?
These
one of-
PR people
in one of
did.
those programmes where they did, like, great inventions of our time, it was easy early on. You go, Einstein, you know, Newton did this, Archimedes, Dyson. And they started to run out, because it is harder to come up with something new now. Because everything that's needed, remember, the things we've invented are things that we sort of go, we could do with that. Inventors don't sit there going, what can I make? Oh, I need a toaster. They've sat there, they've burnt the toast under the grill, and they've gone, I need some sort of device here.
Well,
that I can
something-
put
yeah,
bread
yeah,
in."
yeah.
And what can it do? I'll shake it like
Necessity
that,
is the
and
mother of invention.
Yeah.
However, there are people who sit around going, "Where's a loophole in the market? Where's a
Well,
a
here's
niche?"
something. About a year ago, I came up with a see-through toaster, so that you can see how much the toast is cooked.
Right?
I found it about 2 months after that. Someone had done it. So I'd just been beaten to the post.
Think of computers.
Yeah, computers are a good thing, and it baffles me as to how they came about. When you think a computer chip is just made out of sand. Now, for someone to come up with that, you go, there must have been some sort of alien involved here.
What do you mean? Why do you think that? So I love it. So the frisbee, rubbish. Anything too clever? Well, it wasn't an invention. It was an alien. So there's nothing between frisbee and computer chip.
What I'm saying is, it's not even an idea, is it?
What do you mean?
A computer chip, where's that come from?
Oh, it's amazing.
Well,
It's astounding, yeah.
So you think it was an alien? What are you talking about?
Great.
Because I can't believe that someone would go, right, I want to make something that will hold information and be able to do... I know, let's use some sand, we've got loads of that. You go, what, you don't...
Well, that's what genius is, though,
But
isn't
Carl,
it?
there's no alien involved.
No, but when I say alien, I don't mean an alien came down here and said, you know, oh, do you want to buy this? There could have been a spaceship crash, right?
Right, yeah.
And there's all them rumours, isn't there, in that hangar. They've got the spaceship, they take it apart, they go, yeah, wheels, we've got them, yeah, steering wheel. Yeah. And then they go, hang on, what's this here? And they find the chips, and they break it down, and they find
Carl,
it's sand.
but the fact that sand makes computer chips is not the interesting thing. The interesting thing is how the human being discovered that, what am I talking about, sand makes computer chips, that silicon can have information put on it. But we're made out of oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, do you know what I mean? And hydrogen.
Yeah, but that's nature. You see,
Yeah.
nature is amazing. You can't beat nature. right?
No.
It comes up with some amazing things.
Yeah, but man is nature. Don't forget that we're an animal. We're a brilliant ape. We're actually 98.6% genetically identical to a chimpanzee, Carl. Think of that. We only differ on 1.4% of our genetic makeup.
That must be the arse. Because that's a lot different. I told you, didn't I, about me dad's mate who had a monkey and he had to thump it.
What? Well, there's two things there. One, why did he have a monkey? Two, what sort of discipline is thumping a monkey? What was the monkey doing?
He was annoying his wife a lot and sort of, pinching her arse and stuff like that.
Right,
No,
right.
that's
Wait
not
a minute.
true.
We've
It's not
never heard
true.
this before. How have we had all these years
No,
of
I'm sure
monkeys
I
and we've
told you
never
about
heard this
it ages
before?
ago.
Your dad had a mate who had a monkey?
Yeah, I'm sure I told you.
Why did he have a monkey? Just for a laugh?
Well, it was back in the day when people did. They all had, like, odd sort of pets and
When?
that, didn't they? In, like, about 68.
Oh,
1968.
1968, when everyone had a monkey.
But he had to thump it. Now, the weird thing is...
No, that's weird enough.
Is this is all the story? This is the entire story?
No.
You've got all the information you've got is he had a monkey and he had to thump it?
Yeah, my dad told me about it. When he found out that I was into monkeys, he said, oh, Benny thumped one. And,
Benny thumped one. Oh, my son's into natural history, particularly simian variety. I've got an interesting fact for you, Carl. Sit down. What is it, Peter? Benny thumped one. Brilliant.
But what was interesting is the way that people are thumping other people all the time. No one bats an eyelid. Thump a monkey. People go, you thumped a monkey.
Yes, they do. They do go. You thumped a monkey.
So that's what's weird, isn't it?
But this chimp doesn't want to be caged and kept in a fucking council house in
No,
Manchester.
it was quite happy. And if
It
he wants to
wasn't
live like a
happy.
human, I mean, in the 70s, there were all the teabag adverts and all that, and they were loving that.
No, they
and
weren't
people
loving it.
interfere. People go, that's unfair. Now
They-
they're in like a cage in a zoo. You go, it was better when I was pushing a piano up the stairs.
They weren't really.
They weren't actual delivery men.
They weren't really sitting down and having a cup of tea.
It wasn't a documentary. A week in the life of the monkey delivery men.
I love that. Chimps in a zoo now going. Okay, now at least we were free.
Remember when we used to drive a van?
And we're on 58 quid a week.
Yeah.
They're not meant to be kept in a house in Manchester. Cruel to keep a person in a house in Manchester, so it's fucking cruel to keep a monkey. What do you think of that, Carl? If you wanted to make the ultimate fighting animal, what would you come up with? If you had the power, like that fella in Arabian Nights, size of a chimpanzee, you could change into anything, but you could change into, like that.
I don't think I'd go for strength and that. I'd go for survival.
What would you do? Cockroach.
No, I'd have like an armadillo's body.
Right. Okay.
I'd have a head of an owl.
Right.
The head of an owl.
Yeah. Why? What does that bring to the table?
The head's there to sort of make it look friendly to the
make it look
human
friendly.
race. So
Okay.
because if you look half decent to the human race, they'll look after you.
Right.
That's the way it works.
Yeah,
Right? With
okay.
a cat and a dog and all that. So the owl makes it look nice.
Right.
I'd have. I wouldn't have legs. I'd go for like the slug juice.
What do you mean? So now you're a really slow-moving, legless armadillo with the head of an owl.
Slithering along. How
Yeah.
is that going to be friendly? They'll see the beautiful face, but then they'll be terrified by the slug.
No, because the head's that nice that they'll forgo the sludge.
But hold on though. But wait a minute. So it's got this thing that's stuck, right, going at 0.1 miles an hour, with a going hoo, right. You come over, you kick the head off. How is this
No,
a
because the head
survival?
can go into the thing like a tortoise.
Can it?
Yeah, of course it can. Into the armadillo body.
Well, no, an armadillo doesn't do that. It just curls up into a
No,
ball.
this isn't an armadillo, is it?
So it's go
Why
on
has
then.
it got the slug? Why
Because
is that so
what
attractive?
I'm thinking is an armadillo. They're good when they're on their feet. Flip them, they get stuck like a tortoise.
Right.
Slug stuff keeps it down. So if anything attacks it, it's like a limpet or one of them things that can.
Well,
lock
have a
to
limpet
stuff.
then.
But it can't get any. How it can barely move. It can
Just go
hardly
and
get
just go
anywhere.
and kick it.
What do you
Just
mean it
this-
can't get
Well, how
anywhere?
can it escape from danger? It's going to move
Rubbish.
very slowly.
No, 'cause
What,
it'll
that's
lock,
the
it'll
worst
lock itself
animal.
in. It'll lock itself in.
Yeah, and then I'll just scoop it up on the
You
sand.
can't scoop it up. It locks itself in if it's in danger. I'd give it peacock feathers.
This is the worst animal
Why
I've
has it got
ever
peacock
heard.
feathers?
Again, it's
the worst animal I've ever heard.
Why has it got peacock feathers?
threatening. It looks more threatening.
That's the least threatening thing, peacock feathers. It's like Danny LaRue coming at you. There's nothing remotely scary about peacock feathers.
Yeah, to humans.
Yeah.
But the humans won't be harming it because they like the owl head. People will like to have these things in the garden. They eat lettuce.
They eat lettuce. Why has he got a beak? They eat lettuce. He's telling them what he's going to eat now. The owl's going, fuck that, I want a mouse. I love the fact that he's based what it eats on the fact that how it moves a bit like a slug.
Yes,
Let it eat lettuce. It moves that, and let it eat lettuce.
Like I said, it's not that weird if that existed. If that was normal, like when you went out to empty your bin, there was one of them sliding up the wall. You wouldn't even double take. You'd just be like, oh, there's the owl head peacock feathered thing.
I don't know why he's climbing walls in an effort to find lettuce.
Yeah, why is it climbing up that wall?
Because that's the only way it can see properly. Because its head's coming out like that.
So even though you've designed this animal, now you're even explaining its
got
limitations.
problems.
Well, it's mainly made as to be on walls. Because what else is living on walls?
Oh, God. Oh, fucking hell. What a useless animal that is. Carl, I mean.
Well, nature chucks up odd things, doesn't it?
Don't. Why are we starting on this again?
No, I'm just saying that is nature. Now and again, you'll get stuff that.
Oh, was he looking at you?
Yeah.
Was he really?
Look at his fucking head. Look at his stupid round fucking orangey head and... Oh.
Why aren't you a freak? You've got a little bald head. We're not meant to be bald.
Well, I was, I think. That's the thing. That's what nature's done. You see, I didn't do anything with my hair when I had hair. I didn't style it. I didn't do anything with it, and it probably thought, "What am I doing here?" Whereas people who love their hair and they comb it and have different styles and look after it, they have hair for ages.
Nonsense.
No, nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
Well, you're saying that.
Absolute nonsense.
Well, it's a little bit weird, then, isn't it? And that's what happens with old people once they lose their, will to live. Once they lose the job, they get old. What's my purpose? What am I doing here? And it's like nature goes, you're not needed, and they die. Maybe that's what happened with the dodo. What's it doing? Can't fly. Its wings are useless. Eat it. Tastes horrible. Kill it.
No, they did eat
Nature.
it. I think they did eat
Yeah,
it.
but it wasn't very nice, was it?
I think they over-farmed it. I think that's why it was extinct. Because they did eat it.
No, but they did eat it, but they didn't like it. Everybody, you never saw like a fully eaten carcass of a dodo.
You're
You know,
making this
they
up
are
again.
eaten.
All conjecture.
No, but they didn't eat it all. Everybody would probably try it and go, it's not for me, that.
But you don't know
No
this.
idea,
You
you're
don't
just
know
making
this.
it up.
What's this based on? That
just-
people... And also, why would that kid it out?
Because I'll tell you why. Because if it's not nice, people don't get another one in. And they die out. The reason we've got loads of chickens and loads of cows is because we eat them. If we ate polar bears, we wouldn't be short of them. Because you'd farm it, you'd take more care. But what's a polar bear doing? Sat on a block of ice floating about. It's no use to us, is it? It sounds harsh.
Once
but it's
again,
no
got
use.
his information from a Glacier Mint
No,
advert.
but it's no use to us. We know they're there, and it's all very sad when you see them on the news sort of struggling and all that.
Yeah.
But it's going to make them stronger.
What would you do for your doctor? And I came to you and went, Carl, listen, I'm having a bit of a rethink of these. The penis, I hate it. I hate this cock.
But what do you mean you hate it?
I hate it. I don't want it there. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. It just sits there resting on these fucking awful testicles that I'm going to get rid of. I want this thrown away.
Yeah, well, it's, they're not a great look. I know that. Everyone knows that. It's just the way they are. I mean, if we're all being honest, they're an odd design. I don't think anyone likes their own, do they? That's why we cover them. They're not a great thing, are they?
What's this not why we cover them though, is it?
It's part of it, I think. I think deep down, I mean, even if, I know you ate the Adam and Eve thing, but even if back then he was like, good God, cover them up. Even he had a leaf on.
No, but listen. Right. So, are you thinking fundamentally then that aesthetically the testicles and the penis isn't as good as it could be? What would you have there instead?
Well, it's designed that way because that's the way it's got to be designed. It's more about function than
Yeah.
and that's the thing, isn't it? With modern technology,
You need, the thing is the testicles have to be outside because they have to be a few degrees below body temperature.
yeah.
Otherwise, the Sertoli cells die, which sort of feed the semen and all that. So, to be functioning and sort of like fertile, they have to be outside, which is annoying because I'd put a little rib cage around them, like that. I'd pop a rib cage round those, protect them, wear a cricket box, have that built in, so you cannot get a swift kick in the bollocks that makes you feel sick.
But it'd be better if they could sort of reverse up in a way that they were hidden away.
Right.
So that they were just, then you dropped them, it's like, right, we need to cool them down, be at it in about half an hour.
Yeah.
Drop them down.
Yeah, like the gear on an aeroplane, landing gear. Yeah, and landing gear down, and the bollocks, and the cooling down. Or you could just pop them in the fridge for 10 minutes.
It's
Well,
like
they could detach and you could pop them in the fridge. Cool
Yeah.
down.
Can you make me some breasts?
Easy.
Okay. Go on, you say easy. What are you going to do? What's your plan?
Just, how do you do that? It's tablets, isn't it?
No, but...
Testosterone, isn't it?
Testosterone.
Toblerone. I want some Toblerone.
Well, sort of pointy tits, like Madonna.
Where do you stop, though? Supposing I came to you and said, Doctor, listen, I like the bollocks, I like the penis, but I don't like them where they are. I want them in the middle of my chest. I want breasticles. Yeah? The arse, I don't like it round the back, I can't see what's going on. Pop that on the front where the bollocks were. I want my arse where I can look down and see what's going on. Can you do it?
I think it's just easy to move the head, isn't it?
Carl, when was the last time you reminisced?
Well, my mum and dad have been round, haven't they? So been reminiscing a lot.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about?
We're just chatting about Tic Tacs.
One of the great memories, yeah. The happy memories.
Now, I used to love them
Yeah.
when I was younger.
Yeah.
My dad got a load of them.
What,
Got-
this year?
No,
Just
no,
recently?
years
Oh,
ago.
years ago,
Like
right.
years ago when I loved them. I said I loved Tic Tacs, me.
Yeah.
He met one of his mates.
You didn't nick him from the sweet shop?
No,
No, that's
no,
what
he
we
knew
did,
some mate who could get his hand on a load.
Right.
And he
Thief,
must have
he was a
got
thief.
about he must have got about 30 crates of Tic Tacs.
30 crates of Tic Tacs.
Honestly, we'd have about 24 on each crate. We got them, stuck them in a cupboard under the just in the kitchen in the corner.
Yeah.
Now, I worked my way through about 6 crates. I was quite happy.
When? In how long?
I don't know, in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something.
Right.
And then after that, I'm getting sick of these.
Right.
Yeah. You were minty fresh, but you were sick.
lovely fresh breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I haven't got that much more to tell you about it. It's just.
What
I
does it
just
look
Sorry,
remember-
whoa. Bear in mind, this was something he was recently reminiscing with his parents about. They were sat round, and we've already learned up to an hour could go by reminiscing. Sat round for an hour, talking about the great
I've already
Tic
run
Tac
out of
saga.
responses. I've got
Yeah.
nothing to say about
No
that.
opinion
I
on
mean,
that.
I was nearly going to say, what do you do with the empty little flicky Tic Tac boxes?
Yeah. And then you realise that that's utterly dull and boring.
Well,
and not
I
of any interest.
was struggling. I don't know what this anecdote is, other than a bloke. Other than you said your dad, I like Tic Tacs, mate. He went, all right, I talked to Albert. Albert, you got Tic Tacs? I've got 30 crates, if that'll do. Yeah, yeah, bring him round. Put him under cupboard. He's got through 12 crates. What's his breath like? Fucking lovely, but he's been sick all over the cunting place. Oh, do you want some more? No, of course we fucking don't. You'll talk about that in a few years' time. Of course we will, for about a fucking hour.
No.
And then we bring it up in an audio book.
But I think that's how we got onto it, because even though I tried to get rid of a load, I used to give them to mates, take them to school, say, have some Tic Tacs. You
Yeah.
can have them for free. We used a load in the cat litter tray.
No. No,
we
you
did.
didn't.
We did. It
No,
was
you
just
didn't.
ways of getting rid of them.
Jesus Christ.
Sort of freshy smell, isn't it? It's the
That's
same
amazing.
sort of condensity in that, isn't it?
Condensity. It is the same condensity.
Identity.
Yeah, so I got rid of them like that. And then the weird thing was, even though I'd got shut of them all, you'd be backing up and you'd always hear one ting its way up the tube.
It's tinging its way up the tube. It's tinging its way up the tube. It's tinging its way up the tube. Ding tong, ping pong. It's tinging its way up the tube.
That sounds like something from Willy Wonka.
Oh
No,
God.
it's just I'm just demonstrating that because that's how many of them there were around the house. You'd drop them, they'd go in every corner and that, like Pac-Man or something. They'd be everywhere. You'd be backing
amazing.
up, tinging it up.
Sheila's getting married. Hannah gets confetti. Don't buy any confetti. Go to cupboard under stairs.
So yeah, that's a little memory there, isn't it?
It is a
Just
little
popped up.
memory.
Now
It's a really little memory.
The strange Tic Tac house in Salford, where everything is made of Tic Tacs.
Wow, that must have been a hell
That's
of
incredible.
a time you had with your parents there. The old Tic Tac
No, but it's
reminiscence.
better. You see, you're saying, oh, what a boring story that is. But when
I
your
see
mum and
you've
dad,
re-gravelled the drive. Yeah, smell it.
Suck the driver if you want.
No, but it's different. When my mum and dad are there and they can remember that, and they're going, oh, yeah, the Tic Tac incidents and stuff.
What's known as the Tic Tac incident?
Let us never speak of the Tic Tac incident.
Dude, I just imagine the clock ticking. There, it's Christmas Day. I go, what are you smiling at? Oh, remember it used to ting up the tube.
You should think about sending this to Hollywood.
Listen, what do you remember then?
What do I remember? That's
Wow.
an amazing thing to
That's
say.
a difficult question to answer.
Yeah, I don't. Nothing. Nothing at all.
Well, I went for a what's her name, Steve. You don't know. I've had problems with my legs.
Oh, Christ Almighty!
He's the same. What are you? 33.
He's a
And you
hypochondriac.
talk like you're a 70-year-old.
Honestly, the slightest thing. He's got time off work for this. We went to the dentist 3 times in 1 week. He goes, no, his legs rubbed 2 times a week for some
I
reason.
don't.
In and out of the kidney hospital, and they're going, there's no kidney stone, Mr. Pilkington. He's going, oh, right. Christ Almighty, do some fucking work.
No, the thing is, I've been, in the last, 30-odd years, I've been working hard, and I've let my body get run down a bit.
How have you? Like, you're 30. What are you?
30, 33.
Right, 33. Sorry to start off with such a hard question, but how have you been working for 30 years?
Well, I just have. I sort of I got on with it.
At 3. At 3.
No, I'm
Well, you
just
didn't
saying.
get on with anything at school, did you? Because you were just titting about.
Yeah.
You weren't working
Yeah.
out there.
What was the first job you got? How old were you?
I was 15.
Right, okay, so you've been working for 15 years then. Okay, good,
Yeah, but I
right.
had my paper round when I was 10, didn't I? And that was hard graft. That's why I'm bald and that. Getting up at R4. It all adds up, doesn't it? All adds up. So anyway, I kicked my height when I was a kid.
He always says this, like it's a classic story that everyone should know.
Everyone
and
knows,
also
like-
the phrase "kicking my own height."
Yeah.
Explain what you mean.
Just kicked my height when I was a
Kick
kid.
your. No one understands.
You
Carl.
kicked your leg up to the
kicked
height
my
that
leg.
you were at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
if you
kicked
were,
my height. It's not a well-known phrase. You can't just go, "I kicked my height."
so you were 4.5 foot, and you put your toe up into the air 4.5 feet by kicking.
Yeah, but I landed on my back.
Right, okay. Imagine seeing that in the playground. They go, get Carl Pilkington to kick his height. I bet he falls over like a
It
fucking
wasn't in the
penguin.
playground. My dad got me to do it in the garden.
Brilliant.
But why did
They
you fall
sold
over?
tickets, the neighbours were cracking up. Yeah.
Why did you fall over? Did you hit
I just
yourself in
didn't,
the
I didn't
head?
have kicked the height. I mean, my leg got high up, but I was that chuffed that I got that high. I didn't think of putting my leg down again.
What the fuck did that look like?
He's got to think it all through. I thought it was automatic. You
Stay there.
you sort of stay balanced.
Christ
But you didn't
almighty.
think, oh, I'm loving this. This is brilliant. But what should I do now? I got my leg up. I'll just keep it up.
He looked like a Hitler salute with his leg. What were you doing?
So anyway, I landed on my back,
Yeah.
and I did some damage, I think. And it's because
Definitely.
of that.
You sure you didn't land on your head?
And it's because of that, all them years and what have you. I've had like a trapped nerve in my leg.
Right.
So I thought, right, now's the time to have it done. Because when you get older, I mean, it was the kidney stone thing. Once you've sort of looked at, death and what have you, it just makes you think, got to start looking after
Do you
your
think you
body.
could die of the slightly bad leg that you've had for 15 years?
Well,
Do you think that'll eventually kill you?
well, it could do if I can't run away from danger quick enough.
Right. Again, you're thinking of Jurassic Park coming true.
Well, whatever then. I'm just saying, you've got
Yeah.
to look after yourself. If there's anyone listening
could
out
always
there
hop.
who's got a problem, get it sorted.
I'll tell you
That's
what,
all
though,
I'm saying.
if you have to fight off danger and you kick them, put the leg back down immediately after.
So anyway, I went to see this fella, to like a professional leg rubber,
Professional leg rubber. Yeah.
and he sort of said a few things that were quite interesting. Remember that time when we had a chat on the last lot of podcasts? I said, "Am I in charge of my brain, or is my brain in charge of me?"
Yeah, do you remember what I said? That's the most stupid thing you've ever said.
Yeah. Well, listen to this then. So I go and see this leg rubber,
Professional leg rubber. Yeah.
right? And he is professional.
Yeah.
Right. so
Remember, leg rubber. You haven't said doctor at any
Yeah.
point in this
He's a
conversation.
leg rubber.
So this whatever, however profound this is, it came from a man who is self-confessed professionally leg rubbing.
not just leg.
Does he do
back,
left down right or?
back rubbing as well. He does it all. Right.
Right.
So I'm in
Professional
there,
rubber.
and I didn't mention about how I thought my brain was, was in charge of me and stuff. I'm lying there. He's bending me about and what have you. The first problem he came across is that my nerves aren't long enough for my
Right.
body.
I don't know.
I mean, nerves aren't long enough for your body.
He was lifting my legs up and I was going, right, whoa, stop that a minute, that's hurting that. He's like, what do you mean? He said, I've only got them like just about...
Well, that's your tendons.
No, but your nerves are in your legs as well, and your tendons don't hurt, it's your nerves that kick in. It's your nerves that make you go,
Yeah,
that
but they
hurts.
hurt because your tendons are being overstretched.
Well, I'm just telling you what he said. Right, so he lifted the leg up, and I went, right,
Was
stop
this
doing
above
that.
a laundrette, this surgery?
No, it's a proper place. He had like towels and all that on
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's got towels
Oh,
there.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Definitely a laundrette.
so I'm lying there.
Other people's towels.
He's got towels, underpants, bras.
Halfway through, he said, you haven't got 20p, have you, for the dryer? Okay.
So I'm lying there, and he lifts the leg up,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, that hurts a lot. So he said, oh yeah, short nerves. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you know, your outside of the body is longer than your inside.
Right, he doesn't sound like a doctor. He does not sound like a
The
doctor.
outside of your body's
Yeah.
longer than the inside.
So he had me lying on my front and what have you, and he was sort of crushing me back.
Right.
And he was going, does that hurt? I said, yeah. It was like 48 quid, this as well. Putting me through all this pain and what have you.
Well, you got some good advice, though.
He said, you're pretty stressed. And I said, yeah. So it's, you know, I've quite a bit of stress in my life. And I explained to him about the kidney stones and that. I said, oh, you know, that's
He went, oh, shut the fuck up.
He probably said that. He said that's where you were probably got a lot of tenseness. And
A lot of tenseness. Is that the phrase he used as a trained professional rubber?
He's a doctor. He's definitely a doctor.
So anyway, he said, do you relax much?
You haven't got any Lenore, have you? I want these sheets to come out nice and soft.
He said, do you, you know, you should learn to meditate or something. He said, because you're all tensed up. We're living in a stressful world, as I told you, right? So when I was telling him that I have problems relaxing, he said, that you're obviously the sort of person
Who's
gullible enough to spend 46 quid for this hokum?
He said, you're the sort of person whose brain is in charge of them, rather than them being in charge of the brain.
So all you did was you met a person as stupid as you.
Yeah.
No, but I thought it's interesting that this is what he does for a living.
Yeah.
And he picked up, that was the first visit, that's the first, I'd only been there about 22 minutes.
Yeah.
You get half an hour for 48 quid.
Right.
But he picked up on that
Yeah.
within like 15,
No, he saw a
20
right
minutes.
fucking sucker coming. No, he did pick up on that, yeah.
But
Okay,
anyway,
don't go to him again.
The reason, well, I am doing, I've got locked into it, I've got to go at least another 3 times.
Why?
I'm trying
What
to
do
get
you
out
mean?
of it. I don't know, I didn't realise that you have to have a minimum amount of things. So what I'm saying
I can't
is,
wait. Well, what's the wisdom he's going to come up with next week? That'll be brilliant. I can't. Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying
Your
is,
blood's paranoid.
we were talking.
You've got jealous bones. You're the sort of person whose stomach's hungrier than you. What absolute fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Do you know, like how we were talking about eyes, weren't we? He said the thing is, you know, you've got to be able to relax, and the way to do it is to focus. Right? He said, I said, what do you mean? He said, when you go to sleep.
You're the sort of person whose eyes can see further than you can.
He said, when you go to sleep.
Close your eyes and see. Instead of just leaving them open staring at the ceiling.
Carl, keep breathing.
Yeah, keep breathing. Close your eyes. You're not dead. It may seem like it, but you're not. You're just asleep.
So he said,
Oh, fuck me.
he said, what you've got to do when you go to sleep, focus on your toe. Right?
Okay.
He said, and just think about nothing else. I said,
He's a witch. Did he say you didn't put a toad under the bed?
no, he just said focus on the toe and see how you go on and what have you. Next time you come in, let me know. Anyway, I gave this a go, focusing on the toe.
So what does this mean? You mean you sat in bed staring at your toes?
No, this is it. He said, like, lie down,
Visualising
shut
it.
your eyes and sort of look at it, sort of thing. So I was lying there, and it just wasn't working because
Oh, Carl, this isn't medicine.
I was,
You
even
were
though
thinking
my
of a
eyes...
finger.
Well, no,
He found out he was thinking of someone else's toe. Next day, someone called up and said, Carl, my toe's better.
no, the problem was I was still using my eyes even though I had them shut.
Oh, God! Oh, God! Just when I think he could never come up with something stupid, he pulls that one out of the bag!
Right. So what does that mean?
Oh, God!
You were still using your face even though they were shut. What does that mean?
I was straining them. I had them shut, but I was sort of looking down at my foot.
You were trying to see through your eyelids at your toe.
Well, I was looking down, so I'm thinking that's where the foot is. Because of that, I was straining them and they were stinging, so I had to pack it in.
I'm gonna die! I am going to die!
Again, we were talking about me being younger, and the youngest I could remember back to was 1978.
How old were you then? When were you born?
72. But it
What,
was
you,
summer holidays.
you couldn't remember earlier than 6? You
Um,
can remember back to about 2 or 3, most people. What, you...
no, no way. No way. My mum and dad don't even remember me then. Because you're not doing anything. This is what I'm saying.
Mum and Dad don't even remember me then. That's amazing.
Because they pinpoint
They remember
things.
all the Tic Tacs they've ever
Yeah,
eaten.
yeah. Do you remember when Carl was 6? Of course I do. 5? Yeah. 4? Yeah. 3? No. 2? No.
Because you're not doing anything, are you?
My mum and Dad don't even remember
So,
me then.
and it's weird.
I remember must have been about 2 sitting on a potty surrounded by Lego. I remember that. Very strong image I have of that.
No, I don't remember that.
No, you
No,
don't remember that, were you?
no,
Would
you
No,
weren't
you
there,
weren't
were
there.
you? What do you mean? What, you don't remember Steve sitting on a potty surrounded by Lego?
No, I mean, I can't remember having a potty. I remember having one of
I'm
them.
not suggesting you have the
You
same
used to go
memory.
on a fucking litter tray. Now I know why, to eat a Tic Tac while you're having a shit.
But okay, so what is your very first memory?
The one that cropped up the other day was having my eyes sort of glued together by.
Gangsters. Where's the fucking Tic Tacs?
No, I was,
lost our truck for you, yeah.
when I was on holiday and I slept near the window and the window was open and I used to wake up in the morning with my eyes shut. My mum and dad thought I was having a lovely lie in. I just couldn't open my eyes.
But what? I don't understand. Why were they?
I'm the best. What do you mean?
Why were they glued? Why were they? What do you mean they were glued?
Wait, but why didn't you say, Mum, Dad, I'm not asleep. My eyes are glued together.
It's just that you get a build-up on
Yeah.
the eyelashes.
Yeah, yeah.
And it all.
But when they came in and you could sense them looking
I didn't know
at
they
you.
were there.
So,
Remember that time when you called me and I said I don't know where I am and I couldn't concentrate?
Think of that. Think of that. I called him. Oh my God, what are you doing? I don't know where I am.
What do you mean you didn't know where you were? What you?
I got lost. I went
in London
wandering.
you got
yeah,
lost?
yeah. I went wandering and then, you know, I
it's
was
when
like,
he first moved into his new place. He was walking back from his old place to his new place, and he didn't know where he was. He
How
tried
can
to
you
take a
ever
short.
really get lost in London? Though I'm just. It's a cabbie.
well, yeah, I don't want to do that because you feel bad pulling one over and then saying, where am I?
Yeah, they don't appreciate that, do they?
But I found my way back, didn't I?
Yeah.
But you told me
20
one
minutes.
time that you much prefer getting lost. You love wandering around and getting lost. You
Yeah,
said
go-
that's much better.
go
Yeah,
around
but
the
it was a cold
cul-de-sac.
day. It was a cold day. I just wanted to be at home. I had things to do. There's a time and place to be lost.
Go on, go on.
Well, a place
What's
you
the
don't
place?
know.
What's
and
the place to be lost?
Somewhere you don't know.
Right, good. Okay,
And the
specific.
time?
The time.
Time when you're not in a rush.
Oh, shit, bastard, he's only gone and written it down.
The jingle there to announce yet another reading from Karl Pilkington's diary. My mum called me to ask me to look in some of the magazine shops in London for a magazine that she can't find. It's called UFO Data. I said, I ain't heard of it. She said she's seen an advert for it in one of her ghost magazines.
I love the fact that she can't even find the magazine about unidentified flying objects.
So we get a clue
She
there.
thinks, I think I saw something, but I don't know whether it was a magazine or not.
So we get a clue there as to why you give any credence to this crap.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, I mean,
Mama Pilkington's into the same shit.
there's a lot of space out there, isn't there?
She said that this magazine has got news story about how Aldrin (brackets astronaut) has got some evidence that aliens exist.
Yeah.
I told her that I found out today that the days are about 36 minutes longer on Mars. We chatted about how this is how they are more advanced than us. Do you mean the Martians?
Yeah, if they've got a longer day, that's more time that they're awake working on stuff.
Right, yeah, we know that makes no difference at all.
No, it does.
Think about it. Think
Yeah.
about it.
Look, think about it. 6 o'clock here.
Yeah.
People are going, see you tomorrow. I'm going home. They'll be going, oh, another half hour. They've got a longer day. Productive.
And that's why they're able to fly.
That's why they're whizzing around. It adds up, doesn't it, over the years?
Christ almighty, what drivel!
Suzanne got in from work at 11:30. I told her about the UFOs in Mars. She said she's too tired to chat. I said, does it mean aliens will be more tired than us, or do they get more sleep? I got no answer. I love it when
It
Suzanne goes
scares
in.
her.
She never indulges
No,
in
it scares her. Anything with ghosts and UFOs, she sort of...
It doesn't
ignores
scare her,
does
it bores
scare
her.
No, it freaks her out. Scares her.
Okay. Read about a pub that is getting some stick because they've stopped a horse going in. It's been the horse's regular for ages, but there's been some new owners who've taken over the pub, and they said they're serving fresh fruit and don't want a horse in there anymore. Oh, God. I met Suzanne after she finished work, and we went for a brew in another cafe.
Gosh, Jesus.
It's always having a brew in a cafe.
It's like a sitcom.
It is. Suzanne said I looked tired and fed up. She taught me some way to breathe that will relax me. I wasn't feeling that relaxed, though, because the person behind the counter was banging about making a coffee. Noise stresses me out. I wonder if less deaf people die of stress than people with working ears do.
Oh, it's the theories. It's the
It is such a noisy world, though, isn't it?
It is. London is noisy, very noisy.
I think just everywhere, just noise in general.